takes a lot of courage to branch out on your own and follow a dream or a vision that you have. You know, there's a lot of sleepless nights, sacrifices, when your friends are going to hang out, maybe you're not, all because you've decided that you're going to be an entrepreneur. And I'm with one of those special people today, Mr. Donny Goins. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Donny, you are the founder of Ambitious Ventures. What is that?
It's basically a company, a creative company that is going to focus a lot on pushing positive agendas by using music, film, anything that has to do with creative energy.
Now, you yourself are a hip hop artist.
Yes, I am.
How did that segue into this Ambitious Ventures?
Well, Ambitious Ventures is my second company, actually. My first company was Different Inc. And that was a company I had founded back in 2012 in Atlanta. And Ambitious Ventures, again, is sort of like the hybrid of that first company and things that I've learned in the past couple of years. You know, I've always liked the independent route. Mm-hmm. I've always focused more on just doing things on my own. So I kind of naturally progressed into be an entrepreneur, into going to more like a business mind state. And from there, you know, I just decided that, well, if I'm going to work, I might as well work for myself.
You've done this twice now.
Yes.
Which means you really believe not only in yourself, but you believe in taking your own destiny in your hands. With all of that success, why did you dissolve it?
Because it just wasn't going in a direction that I wanted it to go. Different Inc. was a company at first was just focused on artists and promoting myself and people who I wanted to promote. Mm-hmm. And it sort of kind of turned organically into a marketing company, a promotional company. And, you know, I was working with many different corporations and artists and things like that. And that was not the direction that I wanted to go in.
Didn't rapping kind of get you to that point? I mean, isn't that like a foundation for you?
It's a foundation in the sense that it got my name out.
Okay.
But other than that, the stuff that I do behind the scenes is really what gets me out there.
Okay.
I'm very much the kind of person who's calculated, I think, long term, and I deal with people from all sorts of like arenas. So a good example would be like this new company. When I decided that I was going to form a second company, the first thing I knew that I was going to have to get, you know, private investment. So that's what I did. I went out there, secured private investment, and then this time around, I focused on not having a bunch of staff and different things. I focused on like cutting my overhead very low. Mm-hmm. So I'm living in my parents' house. Like, no shame in saying that, you know?
Wow.
And I got there and I'm like, you know what? This is the plan. So I went in there. I just told my parents, like, listen, I'm about to build a professional studio in here / office. It's going to be soundproof. Don't worry about it.
That's going to scare some folks. People thinking about being an entrepreneur, they're like, from the penthouse to my parents' house. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Humility is important about being an entrepreneur. I think as being an entrepreneur, you have to be very humble in your process. And
absolutely,
it's great to like have things, like I said before, but I know now for long-term success, I need to be very clever and very coy and very strategic, you know? So it's not about always in your face success. You know, a lot of times when I'm walking around my neighborhood, I'm wearing the same exact sneakers, same pair of sweats, nonchalant, you know what I'm saying? And you never know, I might have a couple zeros in my account.
And that's really a rich person's perspective. You know, most of the people we know, you know, the billionaire, the millionaire next door, you have no clue. I love this, Donny. I mean, already from you, I have taken away research, exposure, lessons learned to start this new business.
I appreciate it because ultimately my goal is to educate and inspire. I'm an artist, so that's what I am first and foremost, you know, so even before an entrepreneur. And it was difficult because I tried to run my business as an artist, so of course I would have those artist emotions.
Yeah.
And certain things would not go the right way, whatever the case may be. Now, with my second company, I'm very calculated. I'm very strategic as to what I do. So,
Are you made? Are you born? Can everybody be an entrepreneur?
Everybody has great ideas. Very few people execute great ideas. There's a difference. And that's what makes an entrepreneur. You know, so the first step is research. Second is you have to test the product. You have to test the process. They call it proof of concept.
Okay.
You have to figure out exactly what it is you want to do it on a smaller scale, maybe without financing, prove the model, then go to an investor. Have your ducks in a row. A lot of people don't understand that. Another thing you need to figure out is what's driving me crazy now is the logistical stuff, in the sense of I formed, for example, a C Corp at first, but I'm maneuvering it to an S Corp for tax purposes.
Okay.
With a C Corp, just for anybody who's checking out, C Corp, you get taxation twice. S Corp, you get taxed once. So there's a difference in that. I made sure
But that's a big part of being a business person, is understanding taxes, understanding corporate. I mean, that's huge.
You have to really be smart. That's the third thing I would say. And the last thing I would say is don't look to make money immediately.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get that part.
Right.
They think all of a sudden you have a great idea, you put the things...
And you're going to be rich.
No, it does not work that way.
Does not work that way.
The last step, number 5, is learning how to pivot, what you said earlier. So those would be sort of my 5 key steps really quick of any entrepreneur.
Oh, thank you so much. That's a quick toolkit. We're going to put that together for people.
Hopefully, build something, work on it.
Well, Donny, we appreciate this conversation so much, and we're going to continue it because we want to help other entrepreneurs. You just gave us a toolkit. We have so much more to talk about this. So, entrepreneurs, for all of you all who are trying, stay with us.
Yes, America is built on the backs of entrepreneurs. Positive controversy.
We have started an amazing and important conversation about entrepreneurship. And we have some amazing entrepreneurs here with us to continue this conversation. Donny, CEO of Ambitious Ventures, has come back to join us. Now we have CEO of Stuart Films, Emelyn Stuart, and we have CEO and college student, 20 years old, Makeba Green. Y'all heard that, 20. Makeba, let me just start with you. How do you become a CEO at 20 years old?
Okay, so it basically started because I got exposure through my parents. At 13 years old is when I established my nonprofit. And with the guidance of my parents, because I come from an entrepreneurship family, so it was just something that was in me. And I love the community. I love to support other entrepreneurs. And I really, really love to make an impact in my business.
Emelyn, how about you? What made you decide to be an entrepreneur?
I saw a gap and I wanted to fill it. That it was that simple. I read a script. I thought it was funny. I had some friends at NBC and I said, hey, I want to make a movie. I believe in this kid. He had never done anything before. And he came to me with a script and said, all I have is the script and I want to direct it, but nobody will believe in me. And I thought, this thing is really funny. Who's not going to love this? And so I put my money behind it and he won a bunch of independent awards. And then I thought, wow, I could do this for a lot of people and make money in the process. I was like, this is amazing. And that's really how I got into it.
That is amazing. And speaking of that, you said you saw a gap and you wanted to fill it. I've heard before that an entrepreneur is nothing more than a problem solver.
Yeah.
Does that resonate? I mean, that's what I've heard. That's what entrepreneurs do. You see problems and you fix them.
That's right.
That's one of my favorite lines ever. I believe that a lot of entrepreneurs really just see the world in a different way. And basically, whereas a lot of people who are complacent with what's going on, you have these problem solvers who want to change the status quo. So that's what I believe drives most entrepreneurs.
And changing the game, you clearly changed that person's life, Emelyn.
Yes.
By believing them. How important is it, you guys, to just have that one person believe in you? How important is that?
That is critical. And even for us, at our level, it's, we need investors. We need sponsors. We need people to back us up. We need networks to believe in our stories. So it is important, not just, for the people who we're helping, but for the people who are helping us, because it is a network.
I don't think everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. I don't think, and this is just me being quite brutally honest, I don't think they have the stamina, they don't have the endurance, and they don't have the willingness to sacrifice, to really work hard to see that long-term goal succeed. And that's just the honest to God truth.
Almost everyone can be a boss, but not everybody could be a leader.
Wow. She's dropping gems.
So I think that when you're at home and you're running your household, you're the boss.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
When you are, anything that you do where you're sort of, it's your environment and you're controlling it, you're the boss. But that doesn't mean that you're the leader. Right? I think that a lot of people are bosses, but not really leaders. I think leaders have certain qualities that you describe. There's a certain intestinal fortitude that as a leader you have to have. And you have to be willing to die to your flesh. I talk about that all the time. And you have to be willing to throw yourself down on your
Exactly.
swords.
Yeah. Very true.
People glamorize leadership,
Yes.
but it's a very humbling experience.
Yes.
Because you get to control and lead what happens. So
right.
whether that thing is good or bad, it's you.
That's right.
It's you when you're the leader. When you're the boss, it's sort of like, I don't think it's the same amount of responsibility that you take for it. That's why in a lot of these corporations, you have managers, right? You have supervisors.
Yeah.
But then there's a CEO.
That's right.
And so a lot of people can fill in those manager supervisor positions because those are sort of paid, you do this, and
Yes.
we compensate you. Leadership needs vision.
That's
You
right.
have to go the distance.
That's
you
right.
can't just leave and say, you know what, I'm done, I'm out. Right? Because you're vested in it.
Or an entrepreneur, you have to truly, truly believe
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
vision, regardless, with the good days and the bad days.
That's right.
If you make the $1,000 or not. And that's something that a lot of people, they have dreams, but it's a bit challenging. It's scary.
Girl,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, Donny, you've held it long enough. What were you thinking?
I think y'all mentioned it earlier. It's a very important word that most entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs, like Mark Cuban says, like they don't take responsibility. That right there is the key word. I think like with my first company, that was a lesson I learned the hard way. Like when I couldn't, make payroll or I couldn't do something for that employee or that person because I looked at them as a team member or an extension of
Right.
myself.
Yeah.
I felt disappointed. I felt let down, and I would have these sleepless nights, and I would like try to do what I can to help that person because they are helping me to achieve a dream. So it's like I have to in turn do the same for them, and a lot of people just quite honestly are not prepared for that kind of.
And I think to Emelyn's point, that's the difference between a boss and a leader.
Yes.
Because a leader carries people with them. You
Exactly.
carry people in your heart, not just on your back, but you carry them in your heart. If you're leading, you want to do the right
Yes.
thing. Makeba, I want to talk to you a little bit about what it means to be a 20-year-old entrepreneur.
That's impressive.
You're not only, no doubt, a millennial.
Yeah.
But you've done so much. You give away scholarships, you give awards. Like, I'm a recipient of one of your awards. It's amazing. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. Where do you get the courage and the belief to do all of this?
So a lot of it has to do with just my own personal struggles, just different people not taking me seriously. So for example, when I went to my first board meeting, I'm not going to name the foundation, but I spent my last $50 to get my hair done to really, really look presentable. Make a long story short, when I got there, like, why are you here? Do you want cookies or something? And they said, well, who's Makeba? It says, like, you're supposed to be the CEO of OMG Photography. Like, you're not Makeba. And I'm like, no, I'm Makeba. And they're like, no, you're not. It's okay. Like, I can offer you some cookies if you want while we wait for Makeba.
Wow.
And it's just like, different comments like that I've had to face on a way higher scale my whole life.
How did that make you feel, first of all? How did that make you feel?
At first, I cried because I'm a crier. Unfortunately, I'm really sensitive. So I cried because I was really hurt because I spent literally my last $50 that I had to dress up and just to know that someone didn't even want to give me the time of day. It's like when you work so hard to get into like a perfect relationship and the guy doesn't even want to pay you attention. Like, it's heartbreaking.
Girl, it is.
That's a great analogy.
That's a great analogy, girl. It is. You just took me back.
It's challenging, but just like any other relationship, like, good things come to those who wait. So the thing is that there's always more fish in the sea. There's always more people. Yes. There's people that's going to believe in you.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that I have a thing where I tell people, look, I'm not here to convince you as to why you should support me. You want to see what I'm doing? Come in and hear when I speak to my students. Mm-hmm. Come to one of my scholarship galas. Interview one of my students. Because my thing is, if I was someone else, if I was 20 years older, people wouldn't ask me certain questions.
Right.
But because I'm 20, they're like, oh, well, you don't know anything. But the thing is, knowledge doesn't have an age. Knowledge doesn't have
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
That's so true.
That's right.
And girl, you have so much. When I was 20, throw my business out in the street, my friends and I were going to start a business in college. So we decided we were going to start this business and we were going to throw parties in college. I mean, it's the easiest way to make money.
What kind of job is that? You're at a party. You're in college.
And we were going to throw another party, another party. And, easiest way, we saw a ton of people throwing parties. Mm-hmm. So we did. We threw this party. We put all of our little bit of money behind it. And nobody showed up. Okay? like, and when I say nobody, I mean like 10 people, including my, at the time, boyfriend now. But he showed up and we had spent all of our money to do this. And the truth of the matter is we just had no idea what we were doing. This party was 30 minutes from campus. Who the heck could even get out there? We just didn't know. We didn't know how to market it properly. We just had no idea. And from that moment, we were like, okay, we are not. This isn't our thing.
Yeah, you need to hit the books.
We need to hit the books. This is not for us. Throwing parties was not it. And it was okay because it was a learning lesson.
Quotes from my favorite rapper, Drake. He always says, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. And that's so true when it comes to entrepreneurship.
And I think also success sort of begets success.
Yes.
So
Very true.
Once you have success in one area, like I started the film and TV company.
Yeah.
And then I saw a void in the film festival industry. And I said, there are problems here. There are holes. I'm going to create a festival that answers the questions and that deals with those issues.
Yes.
Right? And for me, that's part of giving back. But it's also that need for me to go to that next place.
Yeah.
And it's always about the next place. It's never about this. It's always about where I'm going.
That's right.
And I think entrepreneurs have that. It's like a drug. And once you have a little success, you're like, oh, I can do that.
I could do that again.
You know what? I invested $100 and I got $200. I'm going to put it down again.
Yeah, exactly.
I know how to do it. And it's almost like you think you have a formula, right?
It's true.
You have a formula and you think, okay, so I was successful in this area. There's no reason why this wouldn't succeed. And even when it doesn't succeed, you don't look at it as a failure.
No.
It's a lesson.
It's a lesson.
Right? I'm like,
and entrepreneurs
She's
did that.
dead on.
Entrepreneurs are like, I had no business doing that.
Exactly.
I knew that wasn't a good idea. And you take it in the chin and you move on to the next thing.
So since we're talking about the journey, we're being honest and transparent, and that's the part that people don't tell. What's been you all's greatest challenge?
A lot of people who know me are going to find this surprising, but humility has been my biggest challenge. I'm so used to success. I'm so used to winning. I'm so used to being the number one that it's kind of like I have to learn, and I still continually learn to this day, to be humble, to ask for help, to ask for mentorship or guidance, to ask for resources, to learn and go to a class. Like, I would even go to your class.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? $3,000, that's dope. But, I believe now, more importantly than everything, that being humble, and I pray to God every night for it, that he humbles me and allows me to be more humbler.
That's beautiful. Emelyn, your greatest challenge?
I think it's been that I am a woman. I think that is been a challenge. That I'm a woman, that I am a Black Latina, has been an issue. Has it been a big obstacle? No. But has it been a challenge? Absolutely. I walk in the room and the first thing that people think is not, oh my God, she's the smartest person in the room, right? It's, oh, she's a woman, she's Spanish, she's, So that has been a challenge.
Okay.
Because I have had to, and how I've gotten around that.
I was going to say, the overcoming,
how I
continue to do that.
Is putting my own money on the table.
All
and
right.
my own skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not walking into the room with my two hands swinging. I am bringing something to the table. Now we can talk. So that allows me to put myself at the same level.
That's right.
So now we could eliminate the fact that I'm a woman. We could eliminate that I'm Black. Let's talk business.
Because you bring something to the table.
That's right.
That equalizes the playing field.
That's right. And it doesn't always have to be money.
Right.
Some people don't have money.
That's right.
But in the events that I don't have money, I can bring equity. I can bring collateral. I've got resources. I've got people. I have talents. And so even when you have talents, that's something that you're bringing to the table.
That's
so you don't walk in there thinking, I'm at their mercy. I'm not at anyone's mercy.
Whew. Come on and preach the good word, Emelyn. Come on and preach the good word, Emelyn. That is 100% right.
Challenge nonetheless.
Yes, but that is so good. That's so good, and people forget that. And you have to know what you bring to the table. Is it money? Is it talents? Is it skills? Is it collaborative? Is it relationships? Whatever it is, you got to know what you bring to the table. Know your equity. You got to own it.
That's right.
And you have to know that you don't come like empty-handed.
That's right.
That's right.
So every conversation, every business deal starts with, this is what I have. Not, I'm here to get.
Yeah.
I need you to put my show on the network. No, this is what I have.
Yes.
This is what I'm bringing to the table.
Makeba, what's been your greatest challenge?
So my greatest challenge is a combination of two things. The fact that I am an African-American woman, the fact that I'm young, a college student. Because a lot of people, again, they look at me, they're like, nah, I'm not not really trying to talk to her. And, you know, also I bring a lot to the table. I'm like, yes. I am young. And yes, I may not have 20 plus years, you know, in business yet. But the thing is that I started at 13 and that I'm dedicated to the cause.
Yes.
And let my actions speak louder than words. The second challenge that I really, really have is that I'm the type of person where I think I can help the whole world. But unfortunately, I can't. You know, I'm learning that, you know, to each his own. You know, people are different and that some people just aren't ready for the drink.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Because as an entrepreneur, I have to respect that.
Yeah.
As a person, I have to respect that.
So we're all necessary. Y'all, this has been so good. You know, we could continue on. This is the master class. This is the master class, the entrepreneur master class. We could keep going, but this has been phenomenal. You guys have given so much lessons, challenges, wins, losses, the journey, everything. And I so appreciate it. We always end our episodes with a speed round. I throw out a word or a phrase, and you guys tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, and you keep going until I say stop. When I say start, you go, and when I say stop, you stop. Can you guys do that? Sure. Y'all ready for that?
Let's do it.
So my word for you all is how to be an entrepreneur.
Dedication.
Sacrifice.
Hard work.
Commitment. Partnership.
Knowing the path.
Experience. Community.
Not taking no for an answer.
Persistence. Assets.
Drive.
Motivation. People.
Faith.
That's it. There we go. That was so good. Thank you so much. This is real world information. It's what I love. There's so much that you get from a textbook, but there is nothing like getting it from people, from proven vessels. So I so appreciate it. And I know that we have helped all the aspiring entrepreneurs take 2 more steps on their journey.
Born sinner, trying to stop the riot within, but everybody want war with me. I was born sinner. Hope you're praying for me. Yes, Lord, hope you're praying for me. I'm a born sinner. Hate who I am, a born sinner. Born sinner.
It's for Mike Brown, Sean Bell, Harry brother trapped in the dark cell. Born sinner, all hell. Could have been just another Bronx tale. Y'all don't know my story, real talk. Crack babies, stillborns, most wanted posters, billboard. It's the life that you free men kill for. In blood we baptize. Slow death, fast life. Huey P, black pride. Sins of our father, ask why. Hand on the Bible, other on an all-black rifle. Praying for my soul and survival. It's the life we live, so I'm nailed on the cross next to Christ for sin.
Standing on the front lines, living on the dark side, walk with me. I'm a born sinner, trying to stop the riot within, but everybody want a war with me.